What's going on, guys? It's Chev. We're back on some more Modern Warfare 2, and real quick, I want to thank you guys for all the love and support on that Elden Ring video yesterday. It was super fun to make that, and obviously a nice change of pace to go and just play something else. Given, though, you guys already know, for me, I'm not hard grinding this game, but speaking of the grind, I think I have 4 or 5 of these weapon charms now out of 51, so we got quite the long road ahead of us, so it's gonna be a while before we figure out what we're gonna have at the end. Or at least I thought it might be a little longer than this, but there's actually somebody out there that ended up actually unlocking every single weapon charm in the game, or at least 51 of them. All these rumors and stuff going around about, you know, what was gonna be the actual reward at the end of this all. People were talking about the camo mixing and camo swapping and all sorts of other. So there was no reward at the end of Modern Warfare 2019 for all the obsidian grinding that I was doing. There was actually like a mastery calling card thing that you could unlock. I made multiple videos saying that I never wanted to unlock it and all this other shit, even though I actually did the harder thing of doing obsidian on every single weapon. I just never went back and did that. I just did not care enough. Also, I think those are like specific challenges and I would just lose my mind. Doing just kills for obsidian was just about as simple and straightforward as doing it this way. So I'm aware that, you know, it should be like a calling card or an emblem or something like that. It turns out that at least one of the things that you end up getting from was a data mined emblem that said like ultra mastery or something like that. My assumption is a calling card, emblem, and like a charm or something. But the only thing that I've seen that's actually confirmed is a charm. And the charm, it looks pretty cool, but cool to be able to equip it across every single weapon. But to get 51,000 kills all for like a little charm is kind of, yeah, definitely not worth it. The thing is, to me, the less worth it something is, it kind of makes it more worth it. I live for like the reaction of why. That also makes it so it doesn't feel nearly as bad if I don't actually complete it, because it really is ridiculous. But it being ridiculous is kind of what makes it hard. Do I wish that it was worth it? Sure. But over time, it actually does become worth it. Yeah, my FPS is hit all of a sudden. Yeah, so Beanox ended up putting out a tweet. They said this: a considerable amount of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 crash reports we're seeing on PC are running older drivers. Please make sure you're running the recommended GPU drivers or newer, as this drastically improves the stability of the game. This is the exact driver that I have right now. Hold on. They want 526.86. Right here, 526.86. And it crashes. It crashed 3 times in the recording that I tried to do before this. So instead of like saying for themselves, hey, our game is messed up, it could just be a you problem. Here's the thing, Beanox, guys. None of them were. From this driver, 526.86 to 526.98 to 527, and the latest one being 527.56, every single one of them still crash. Oh wait, no, this is today. Wait, there's a brand new driver. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'll download this after, but listen, I've tried like 6 or 7 different drivers at this point, and it just hasn't made a difference. I've tried so much shit. Suggestions are crazy. AMD, I don't know how it's going over there, but on Nvidia, it's crashing a lot. Also, this driver has terrible frames. I'm gonna download that brand new one. I hope that just fixes everything. I don't know. What is it for? Hold on. It says that it's just like for The Witcher or something. It keeps saying that updating drivers, though, is gonna drastically improve stability. I'll DDU again and just do the newest one, but holy shit, man. So this dude, Bobby, ends up unlocking all this stuff, but he actually ended up not getting anything at the end. He actually didn't even receive the leaked charm that we know exists. Now, one of the Infinity Ward devs did actually reply to him and say to link his Activision ID to him. So I'm assuming it's just some little bug. They probably didn't expect people to get it by now. That's my assumption, but maybe I'm just cutting them a little bit too much slack and just, I don't know. I don't want to be too unfair about it, but... So there is something at the end of the tunnel. There is a light. There's not necessarily a massive finish line with everybody congratulating you. I don't know, some sort of amazing reward at the end for all of your hardship. It's more like there's kind of like a pat on the back and a little trophy. The thing is, so over on Warzone, you end up unlocking like 4 or 5 items whenever you go and get a nuke. And that's a pretty difficult thing to do. And I feel like this is also a pretty difficult thing to do. So there should, in theory, be some sort of like little bundle that you get for either dropping a certain amount of nukes in multiplayer or unlocking all of that. You should also get like some little like unlock bundle, just like all the people that get nukes in Warzone get. So you'll get like an operator, a calling card, an emblem, and a charm, and whatever else, I don't know, a spray or some shit, a watch, I don't know. I'm happy that there is at least something there, though. We have something to go off of. I don't know if that's like a copywritten image or not. I have no idea. I don't think so, though, because people aren't getting taken down on Twitter for it, but I don't want to risk it. But yeah, it's just, you know, a charm. No one's gonna really be that impressed with it unless they know what it actually means, and some people would probably just assume that you got it out of a bundle or some shit. If they do know what it means, they might go, damn, yeah, that guy's a loser. That's what I'm aiming for. That to me is like a massive compliment. Basically, yes, it is simply just a time sink, and finding that much time is definitely difficult, but it is not by any means easy to commit that amount of time to anything. It's still a commitment. Stop hating. I saw so many people under that shit so upset and angry about it and just talking all this shit. Like, either this guy is unlocked tooling or he has no life. Like, you're somehow trying to equate literally destroying the integrity of the game versus playing too much. That's your opinion, first of all. And I wish I could quantify the amount of time that you spend, in my opinion, you wasting your time doing something. If I could actually quantify all of that and show you and put it out in front of everybody else how much time you committed to certain things, there are probably certain things that you committed a whole lot of time to that you're proud about. I'm not even gonna get deep into it, man. Just stop hating. Even if you were given the exact same amount of time as this dude, you still wouldn't have an unlock though. I'm telling you, you wouldn't. Got 2 whole years. Let's see how many people actually go and unlock this shit. I'm gonna say less than 1% of players. Made a whole video basically saying this exact same shit. Entire game file had no audio whatsoever. This one should. If it doesn't, well, I'll literally just start ripping other gameplay audio and just putting it in the background. I do not care if it even matches up at that point. Once I start getting the weapons where I don't really even need to think at all while I'm using them, it's just gonna be smooth sailing. And I'm pretty sure I just crashed in the menu. Well, I'm glad that I at least recorded that crash right here in this one. I just literally crashed in the menu. People were saying, oh, turn off parallax effects. It is off. Uninstall the game, reinstall the game. My idea, I wanted to actually try to run it on Steam just to see if it would crash there. Hello? Okay, well, I just tried to launch the game through Steam, and I crashed the same way. So I guess that doesn't work either. It has nothing to do with verifying the game files. It has nothing to do with the user error. This is literally all that shit crashed even worse on Steam. I didn't even get through the actual login phase, and it crashed in the menu. Holy fuck. Am I getting shader optimization all of a sudden again? This shit is so broken. Changed all my settings. Completely just reset all of my settings for no reason. Is it parallax effects? That's off, man. That's an old one. If it crashes again right now, it is what it is. I'll finish it up, put the video up, and update and all that shit. See how it goes. See if it's any more stable on that one. I've tried so many different things, like being on full screen, not being on full screen, capping FPS. I've tried so much. I really have. Usually there's some trick or something that could fix it all, but not always. At least not yet. The frames on this driver that they're recommending are terrible in comparison to even the driver that even came after this one. There's one after this one. There's like 2 or 3 after this one at this point. And it's not like the other games are crashing or something like that. Like, the PC's fine. It's just this one game in particular. Dude, so many people are so confident under the tweet too about like them finding a fix and shit. It's crazy the amount of people that say like full-blown confidence. This is it. Nah, obviously you got the wrong driver. This is the driver that I run. Meanwhile, there's literally a tweet directly under it saying that they're on that driver and it's not working. Like 1,000 sniper kills isn't even gonna be bad. Like, I heard that Diablo 4 might have some stuff, and also the Game Awards is actually tonight. I thought it was yesterday, but Game Awards is tonight. Again, my vote gotta be Elden Ring for Game of the Year. God of War wins in almost every other category. There are obviously some great games that came out throughout the year that, you know, are obviously not Elden Ring or God of War. I think Stray was great. I think Scorn, at least art direction wise, I saw that as one of the categories. I actually voted Scorn for the art category because it's an immediately recognizable game. I've never seen a game that is like this. The only thing that I could compare it to closely enough is like the game Agony. But even then, like the creativeness in, not to take anything away from Agony, but the weapons and creativity and shit like that were crazy in Scorn. Now, the gameplay itself, we're not going to talk about. But art direction wise, like, yeah, that's pretty fucked. It's really, really good. So he didn't actually end up getting anything when he finished the challenge itself. So I know that one of the devs are actually like contacting him or whatever. So hopefully it'll be all fixed and everything. But yeah, I mean, obviously that's pretty disappointing. I wish it was the camo mixing stuff and all that, but there's no way that they would end up leaving like such a huge feature for such a small, you know, amount of players. Even if it was a thing that like was only available to us for like a couple months or something like that, and then they like introduce it to everybody else and everyone can just camo mix or so. I don't know, man. The most obvious thing to me before we even knew what it was just looking back at Modern Warfare 2019. What did they give us before? A calling card. And in this case, it looks like it's at least a charm. I wish it was like a whole package though. It would be cool to get like a multiplayer Orion skin, just like how there's a Warzone nuke skin. You should be able to get one like multiplayer wise. That also like goes with my whole like thing of overall, I feel like they could actually end up having multiple camo systems in the game. So you have camos that are exclusive to Warzone and camos that are exclusive to multiplayer, and both of them have their own mastery camos on them. Just like how there was its own mastery camos for zombies and then multiplayer, if they did zombies, multiplayer, and Warzone having its own camo challenges where it's like get whatever amount of kills, whatever amount of headshots, whatever amount of long shots. That'll be very, very difficult. Obviously, they should probably reduce the numbers since it's, you know, Battle Royale. But I feel like that's like the next step on Warzone to make people like kind of commit to playing it, because they know that people will play multiplayer at least for the time of them grinding for camos and attachments and stuff. If you make it so they can also achieve that in their own way on Warzone, and exclusively have their own Warzone skins as well with an exclusive Warzone Mastery camo, I think that would be pretty cool. I think that's the future, honestly. Mastery camo grinds across every single mode that they make that have like their own separate challenges. Now, I know that it's usually difficult for them to even get one of the camo systems working by themselves, but it would be really cool if they could manage to actually make one for Warzone. Even though I'm not a big BR guy and it's gonna crash right there in the menu. I didn't touch shit. You guys saw me just sitting here talking. I didn't do anything. I touched nothing. The GPU clock stayed there. The temp is 41. Dog shit. This whole thing, I'm done right here. It's over. I'm gonna DDU. I'm gonna update to the newest drivers. Hopefully that fixes it. I'm done.